The most played college football rivalry in the state of Texas, it's game day in Funky Town, and the 121st meeting between TCU and Baylor. The Frogs are back at home in the fort, and it's homecoming time. TCU with a bitter taste in their mouth after a rough road loss, but all the attention is directed toward those Bears down south. Baylor coming off an open week with their last win against Kansas State. Some potential rain in the forecast this morning, but nothing TCU hasn't dealt with before. The Bluebonnet battle returns for another year, and the Carter is painted in purple, with fans ready to bump that win column up to 5 in this critical Big 12 rivalry match.
Week 8 of the 2025 college football season is here, and this Saturday brings us a showdown in the Big 12 between the Baylor Bears and your TCU Horned Frogs. Welcome back into our Frogs Today football pregame show presented by Texit Coin. I'm Faith Lester, and this is Camden Stone. The 121st meeting between the two private schools should, if history proves itself, come down to the wire once again.
Thanks, Faith. It's super excited to be here. TCU has won 8 of their last 10 matchups. A stretch has included a pair of overtime games and 6 one-score games. Most recently, 2 of the last 3, the magical national championship season in 2022 with the bazooka field goal or hypno-toed hurry in Waco to walk off that win to move to 12-0 on the season. And of course, last year when Baylor returned the favor with a walk-off field goal of their own to take that one 37-34.
The Bears come in today on a 2-game winning streak and a 4-2 on the season, currently sitting at 2-1 in the Big 12 and can't afford another loss. Our Horned Frogs, on the other hand, have lost 2 of their last 3, dropping them to 1-2 in the conference. If they want any shot of competing for the top of the Big 12, they have to get a win today. Here is head coach Sonny Dykes on the college football landscape on his State of the Frogs Coaches Show this week.
College football, the landscape of college football now is dramatically different than it was certainly 20 years ago, but even 5 years ago. It's much more competitive. There's much more parity. You know, you had teams, you had historical powers that, were going to be challenged twice a year maybe, and they're going to show up and win 9-10 times a year because they had better players. Those days are over. You had Texas was preseason number 1, and they were out of the top 25 by the 4th week of the season.
Right.
You had, obviously Penn State that was one play away from playing for a national championship last year, lost 3 games in a row, and 2 of them, they were 20-plus favorites in the game.
Right.
It's just that's the way the game is now.
For sure.
And I think that teams are going to lose more than they did. You're going to see 3-loss team in the college football playoff is my guess. And if this continues, you'll see 4-loss teams in the college football playoff at some point. So it's just the way this stuff is, and it's a battle every Saturday, particularly in the Big 12. Very different, unique league. I think the SEC is kind of headed that way. There used to be a distinct difference at the top of the league between the haves and the have-nots, and now that margin has gotten smaller.
For sure.
And that's college football, and I think it's great for the game. I think it's hard on coaches. It's hard on fans and their expectations, but I think it's great for college football, and I think it's what we all want to see, is that I don't think you want to start the season and circle these 2 teams and say these 2 teams are the only 2 teams that have a chance to win it, or these 4 teams or whatever the case is. And I think the game has changed a lot from that perspective.
Lots of accountability from coaches to players after last week's loss. They know it's not over, and captain, safety, Bud Clark, he said it best.
Just if I hear negativity, if I see negativity, if I see anything wrong, if I hear anything wrong, if it's not great, positivity, don't say it. Keep it to yourself. Talk to your family about it.
As we were in the press conference room last week at Kansas State after the loss, waiting for Coach Dykes, we overheard quarterback Josh Hoover talking to the team, and we asked him about that when he sat down at the presser.
Just got to play better. Our team's only going to be as good as I play. And if I'm not going to be consistently a really good player for us, then we're going to have a tough time winning games. And that's part of playing quarterback. And I have to show up every week and play really, really good. I mean, that's my job. And so today, I felt like I did that at times, but I just didn't do it consistently enough for us to win. Had some, unfortunate deal happen early. They score. Made a tough catch for Ed. Got to give him a better ball. Then, had the interception for a touchdown. Just in a long situation, and then the last one, just stepped up in the pocket and threw a little too high and got tipped right to the guy. And so it's just about those 3 plays, really those first 2 plays. That's what, seems to have lost us the game. It gave them the momentum. They scored. I don't think they scored very much on offense today. And we just gave them touchdowns. So you can't do that and win games. I understand fully that, our team's only going to be as successful as I am and as good as I play, and I've got to give us an opportunity to win. And I didn't do that today, and it's frustrating. But I know the kind of person I am. This is where you figure out what kind of guy you are. And so I'm going to show up on Monday and show up on Sunday and go back to work. I mean, that's who I am. I'm not a quitter. And, I'm made for these moments.
Today's game features 2 Texas-born quarterbacks that lead the nation in passing yards per game. Hoover is number 2 with 315.5 yards per game, and under the center for the Bears is Sawyer Robertson, who ranks number 1 with 343 yards per game. Robertson also leads the nation in passing touchdowns with 19 in passing yards as well. Hoover is right behind him with 18 touchdowns. Dykes talked about the 2 leaders this week as similar with strong faith, athletic families, and successful guys, and that they are to him what college athletics is all about.
The Frogs outgained the Wildcats last week, highlighted by Eric McAllister and Ed Small with over 100 yards receiving. Running back Jeremy Payne with a rushing touchdown for the 3rd time this season. But the turnovers were the difference. When TCU loses the turnover battle, they are 6-11 under Sonny Dykes. And when they win that battle or equal the turnovers, they are 25-4.
Coach Dykes has said it all week on multiple platforms. It's going to come down to what team makes the least mistakes. It's just that simple. Lots more to get in on today's show. Athletic Director Mike Buddie joins us later today, and we will have women's volleyball coach Jason Williams. Mallory is out at the tailgates on this homecoming morning, and we will talk betting and Big 12 with Alexa. But first, a word from our sponsor, Texit Coin.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texit Coin. Score big at texitcoin.org.
All right, guys, we have our weekly guest, Mike Buddie, here with us today, athletic director of the Horned Frogs. Another rivalry week, 2 private schools in the Big 12. What has this homecoming week been like for you?
Well, it's been special just because it's been our first one. And so my wife and I got to ride in the homecoming parade last night, which is pretty cool. I never thought it would be a grand marshal of a parade. Great experience. And to see so much purple in and around town. Fort Worth is always saturated in purple, but even more so this weekend. And as you mentioned, a great rivalry against Baylor, a common opponent, a similar type of institution. And the fact that we're both 4-2 and pretty, desperate and hungry for a win should make it a great day.
I think it's going to be a great game. So we're going to hit on 2 fall sports. First, we have volleyball, 16-3, 11th in the nation. Can you tell me a little bit about what you think of these ladies?
Well, they're warriors, to be honest with you. If you would have told me as I looked at that schedule that they're coming out of the gate with I think 4 of their first 5 opponents were ranked, a pretty bold effort by Coach Williams and his young ladies. And then on top of that, to have some key injuries early in the season, for us to be sitting here at 16-3, just playing really consistent volleyball. It's like a different athlete steps up every day. So really proud of what they've been able to accomplish so far, hoping that we can get them to host some postseason matches here at the Schollmeyer on campus. So far so good, but a lot of season left.
Yes, we're going to talk to Jason Williams later about that. But next, soccer. They are 14th in the nation. They beat number 10 Baylor on Thursday in the thick of Big 12 play. What do you think about these ladies?
Well, they didn't just beat Baylor, to be clear. It was an old-fashioned butt kicking, which was really good to see. And we just, everything clicked for them the other night. And soccer is kind of a game of momentum. And once we got momentum on our side, Seven Castaigne stood out clearly. The best player on the field the other night and has had a phenomenal year. But again, it's similar to volleyball, some key injuries, and they haven't skipped a beat. They're playing really well. The Big 12 in women's soccer is extremely deep, extremely talented. So plenty of work left to do, but we're on a really good trajectory.
College football, crazy this season. Miami getting upset last night. Number 2, getting upset by an unranked team. Texas isn't even in the national rankings. What can you tell me about college football right now?
Well, it just goes to show you all these prognosticators and the people in Las Vegas and the talking heads on ESPN and me, not to be fair, y'all think you have a grip on, who's favored, who's going to have the better team. And with all the madness of NIL and revenue sharing, even more so, people were confident in who the best teams would be. And we're proven week in, week out that, there's a reason you play the game, because there's just a phenomenal amount of great athletes that are playing college football. And on any given day, anything can happen. So it makes it exciting for the fan.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us every single week. And thank you to Texit Coin for making it possible. We're going to send you out to Mallory James Mahoney at the tailgates to interview some fans.
Go Frogs.
Hey there, Frog fans. I'm Mallory James Mahoney, and we are out here in the tailgates, and it is homecoming. It's the Bluebonnet battle, and it's a purple out, guys. There is so much happening today, such an important game, and so much fun. As you can see, there is a sea of purple behind me. All the fans are here ready to show up and show out and cheer on our TCU Horned Frogs. We are here outside of the Carter Corral, which is our kids zone, and as you can see, there is so much fun stuff for the whole family. We have a bouncy house, a big slide, so much fun. Go Frogs! Okay, we are out here at Frog Alley, and I am out with some fans. Now, you've been coming to games for a while?
Yeah, I graduated in 95, so since like 1992 I've been coming to games.
Got our TCU alum here, homecoming game. I mean, it's a perfect one to come back for.
Absolutely.
And you've brought some friends with you. Now, where are you guys from?
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Very exciting, so you've made quite a trip here for this game. Well, we are so happy to have you. This is your first college game, you said?
First Horned Frogs game.
Go Frogs! Go Frogs! Thanks, guys! It is a very big game today, as we heard from some fans who have traveled very far, especially because this is such an important game, being the Bluebonnet battle and homecoming, which we have had so many festivities in preparation for homecoming weekend. We had a pep rally last night, as well as a homecoming parade with a ton of really cool floats. And I mean, it's a purple out, it's the Bluebonnet battle, guys. It's time to cheer on our Horned Frogs, so let's go Frogs.
Thanks, Mallory. Frogs are favored in another critical game. We have the honor of being joined by head coach of the volleyball team, Jason Williams. Thanks for joining us today, Coach. Your team is ranked 11th in the nation and 6-1 in Big 12 play. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, just a great start of the season. It really started with beating SMU in the exhibition, and they're another top 10 team, and just kind of built some confidence and just kind of solidified that our systems are doing pretty good, and yeah, just getting some good wins.
Well, Coach, before we get into your team, it is a football game day today, and the Big 12 has been gathering some major attention. 4 current programs right now in the conference are ranked programs, and as we know in football, it's a game where anything can happen. But 2 losses on the Frogs record, do you think that there is still a hope to contend and even at the national level?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I mean, again, may need a little help, from some other teams, but definitely you just get some things going, get into rhythm, get the both sides of the ball going, and then anything can happen for sure.
Yeah, Frogs are 1-2 on the road this season. What is it about a road game that makes it so much harder to win?
Yeah, I mean, for us in volleyball, like the home court atmosphere is huge, and just being able to really, to me, control your attention. That's kind of what we talk about, is don't let the opponents steal your focus. Don't let the fans steal your focus, and just stay dialed in and do your job, and we can still get it done.
From a coach's standpoint, if you're Sonny Dykes right now, what are you telling your team as you're 1 week on the road, 1 week at home? What are you telling your team just to stay focused?
I think for me, it's we're a playoff caliber team. Let's use our training. Let's use our strengths, and let's go out there and show it today.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach, 4th year here at TCU, but I know you got some Waco history. 7 years over in Baylor. Your wife is in the Baylor Hall of Fame, so I'm wondering, what does the Williams household look like when it's a TCU Baylor game day?
Yeah, there's a lot of Baylor ties. My daughter played there as well. My in-law, my sister-in-law, so my wife's younger sister played there. So I have a special place, for Waco in my heart, but they support me. So there's a lot of purple, that goes on, but she obviously, my niece is the current setter there right now. So we watch a lot of Baylor volleyball, and but when it comes to football, the ties are gone. We're all Frogs now.
I'm glad to see you wearing purple today for sure. So you have been a record-breaking team. You were ranked in the top 10 for the first time in program history, taking down 6 ranked opponents, then breaking the single-season record for student attendance. If someone were to ask, why should I attend a TCU volleyball game, what do you tell them?
Yeah, I think we're a true family. You know, the culture. I don't say like I built a culture. I think we've all built the culture, but the culture drives our program. And that at the end of the day, as a student athlete, that's what you're really looking for, right? Like a 15, 16, 17-year-old might think they're looking for other things, but they really want to come to a family. They want to come somewhere where people care about them, where you have the resources to get everything you need. And I think Fort Worth is awesome. So I love it here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Coach, you got a great mix of players on your roster with a lot of experience. And I know you mentioned that your young players, they're playing at an all-American level. Give us kind of just the bird's eye view shot of what your roster looks like.
Yeah, we are pretty young, a little experienced, but we brought in some transfers that are grads that help us. But yeah, I mean, the bulk of our roster are freshmen and sophomores right now. And our 2 outside hitters, Evan Hendricks, is having an All-American season so far, and Becca Kelly is like just a highlight reel every time, and she's a redshirt sophomore, so just in her second year playing, and yeah, just the combination, and really at the end of the day, it's just the buy-in. I think the message, the vision that I've put out there, they're just all bought into that, and when you can have that, you can just do some special things.
Last thing, Coach, before we get you out of here, I hear you are going on an international road trip with your team. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we just announced it to them last night, and we're super excited. First international trip since I've been here. So none of the players have been on one, and they were so excited when I told them. But yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna try. Right, we need to fundraise a little bit, but we're gonna go a couple of days in Hawaii, break up the trip. Do some Hawaii stuff, maybe train there, and then 10 days in Japan. And yeah, everybody's, just so excited because it's one of those trips that is probably a once in a lifetime for almost everybody. So yeah, if you want to go, let us know.
Well, Frogs today will be there. We're already going to Ireland for football, so we're going to make it to Japan. We're super excited.
Yeah, love it.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us, and best luck in the rest of your season. Let's send it now to Alexa Montanez, who has some betting lines and a rundown for the Big 12 standings.
Thanks, guys. Frogs are favored in this one by 3, and the over-under is at 65.5. The Big 12 has been unpredictable this season, and this game looks like it could be another one of those head-scratchers. Both teams lost to Arizona State 27-24, but the Bears beat Kansas State, and our Horned Frogs lost to them. The transitive property doesn't work in football, but it's the best clue to how this game will go. As we listen to all the talk this week about this matchup, even though the Frogs are favored, most of the talk has been that the Bears are going to win this one, but in a high-scoring affair. But if I was a betting gal, I would say that the Frogs are coming out on top 38-24. So yes, we have the Frogs covering and would take the under on this one. In the Big 12, number 7 Texas Tech and number 16 BYU are the only undefeated teams at 6-0 overall. But the Red Raiders, BYU, and Cincinnati lead the Big 12 rankings at 3-0. At the bottom of the pack is Oklahoma State, sitting at 1-5. To add to the excitement of the Big 12 today, number 16 BYU and number 23 Utah will face off in the Holy War and fight for a top spot in the Big 12. Another notable matchup in the conference is defending champs ASU take on highest-ranked Texas Tech. TCU runs in the middle of the pack at 4-2 overall and 1-2 in the conference, tied with several other teams and looking for a win against Baylor today to make the Frogs 2-2 in the conference and raise their ranking. That's all for the Big 12 news and rankings. Wishing the Frogs luck today in this matchup. Here's some sounds from Coach Dykes and running back Trent Battle.
Yeah, Baylor's a good football team, really playing probably as well as anybody in college football offensively. Sawyer Robertson's had a great year. He's got a really talented group of receivers to throw to and tight end, excellent running backs, big physical guys, a lot of experience on the offensive line. So really playing at a high level offensively, and I think they're improving on defense. They're opportunistic. They don't give up a lot of big plays. They keep people in front of them, make you drive the ball the length of the field and execute at a high level. And they've done a good job kicking. I mean, they've had 3 ball games that were really decided almost on the last play of the game. kind of goes back to that parity of college football, like we've talked about, and you know, and they're a solid football team, a good football team, a team that is coming off of an open date, and I'm sure they watched us play Saturday, and you know, we didn't perform at a high level, and I'm sure they're going to come in with a ton of
high power offense that's been shown. The defense is just as good. I mean, they play complementary football. We have to go out there and we have to take care of the football, and we have to be the most excited team to play. We just kind of have to play our game.
With some possible rain in the forecast, the time has come for the ground game to find their spark.
Well, on the other end of things, here's some quick sound from Baylor head coach Dave Aranda on coming in the Funky Town.
They're explosive on offense. You know, when they don't turn the ball over, they are really effective at making explosive plays. And, you know, they've got receivers that can make contested catches. They've got receivers that can catch the ball, make a guy miss, and go the distance. And quarterback is really calm and poised. He can beat you with his feet. I think the O-line's improving. I think the running backs, they've got a committee over there, but they're all very good players. And I think defensively they do a lot. They pressure you. There's a game plan of the week that they got, and it's going to be a challenge for us to run the ball versus all the movement that they got. You know, respect for the team that we're playing. Known Sonny for a really long time. Known Andy for a long time. They're a really good team. They had a tough one on Saturday. They're going to come out firing. It's tough to play at their spot. It's a big challenge for us. We're excited about the challenge. The guys are too.
Huge one this morning in the Fort, and as coach said, it's not easy to bring a Baylor team up to Fort Worth and leave Fort Worth with a win.
Also a huge game for the young guys on the Baylor roster. Here's what star quarterback Sawyer Robertson had to say on their first Bluebonnet battle experience.
Yeah, it's fun. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of history with it. You know, obviously TCU is a good team. Like, they're going to be ready to play. They're really talented, really well coached. And so I think for a lot of the young guys, first time experiencing it, if us as older guys and leaders don't have them prepared, you know, it's gonna be a rude awakening for us. And so just being able to get that message across that, hey, these guys are gonna be ready to go. And so we need to match it or be better, you know. And so just kind of that's the message going into it, because it is a fun game, it's a fun rivalry. A lot of history there, like I said earlier, and so we got to be ready to play.
It's also especially hard to control this electric TCU offense led by Hoover, but goes both ways as Baylor comes with playmakers of their own. The lights could not be brighter with this rivalry in play, but also a monumental game for both teams sitting at 4-2, where this match could be the turning point for their seasons.
All the pressure lands on the Carter boys, who stand at 1-2 in the conference, and if there's ever been a time to bounce back from a loss, today is that day. This has been your Frogs Today football pregame show, live from the Moncrief Club in the south end zone of the Amon G. Carter Stadium. Brought to you by Texit and Go Frogs.